All right, y'all. We're going to get straight into it. First of all, welcome back to another episode of the Real Me with Real podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in once again to one of the best and up-and-coming podcasts out of Los Angeles. If you are new to this channel, I am your host, Rel, and this is my podcast, The Real Me with Rel. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. Before we get further into this episode, of course, I'm going to need you guys to exit out this video and hit the subscribe button right now. Go hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment, show love. Even if it's bad, I want to know. I want to know your guys' feedback. How you guys feel about the video? If you guys thought it sucked, you guys think I could do better, whatever it is. Like, I'm really open to it. I'm open to what's it called? Constructive criticism. Yeah, I really don't mind that. It gives me a better sense of the content that you guys are watching and what you guys do like and what you guys want to see more of. I've talked about this multiple times on the podcast. Over the years, I've gotten less requests of people to come on to the podcast, of people telling me who they want to see. So I always just want to remind you guys, feel free to let me know what you guys think and where I can improve and what you guys want to see more of. Thank you. Also, make sure you guys are following me on Instagram and all social media platforms, The Real Me with Rel, across everything. We are on every platform besides Snapchat. So go look us up at The Real Me with Rel. Of course, the ads are usually always on the screen on the bottom. I usually pop my app right here, somewhere right here. So you guys can follow me, of course, at Jarrell on Instagram. Give me a follow the podcast. Yeah, reach out, man. Let me know. Love you guys, man. What else? Just gotta go over these quick little announcements. The last episode that we dropped was the vlog. We just did a vlog with the team. I threw a little cadenas. I tried to say that fast. Carne asada. I threw a carne asada with the team. We just uploaded a vlog of that. I would say last Wednesday or something like that. It's only been out for like 4 days or something like that. So make sure you guys go run that up. We just dropped that. That's the last episode we dropped for you guys. Yeah, make sure you guys go tune in. It was a great vlog. We're doing more content with my team. You guys, this year, one of my goals is for you guys to meet my team more. Get to know my team more and the people that are behind the scenes and that help make this podcast come to life. It is not just me. I currently have a team of 5 people on the podcast, which is pretty up there. I think that's pretty like the most I had on my team before. I think usually it's like 3 or 4, but now we got 5 solid team members: Oscar, Steve, Chris, Aaliyah, and Lely, that all play their role very well and are a big reason why the podcast is successful as it is. It takes a team effort to get this done, and I don't do it all by myself. And I want you guys to not only know that, but actually get to know who I'm surrounding myself with and the people that are the people that help me get this thing together and put it all together. It's a real team effort for sure, and I just want to highlight that. And I think it's just good for you guys to know us, the whole podcast, the whole team, the people that The Real Me with Rel is not just me. It is literally, like I just said, 5 people on the podcast team, and it's not like it's just been like that over the. I've had a team for the podcast since season 2, I think, like season 1, season 2. I think at first I just had an assistant, but once I got out to Hollywood and I started recording, that's when I started adding more people. So yeah, we definitely want to drop more team content. So make sure you guys go tune into that vlog. The carne asada. I want to say this right or Aaliyah doesn't get on me, but yeah, the carne asada vlog. Make sure you guys go tune into that. It was a great vlog. We're gonna do more content with the team, and I'm very excited for you guys to see that as well. A lot more on the way. Make sure you guys, let's see what else. Make sure you guys go get yourself some clothing. You know what? I gotta stop doing this. You know what? AI said I should stop doing this. It said I should stop doing my announcements in the beginning of the video. I gotta stop doing that. So let's just forget about all that. Let's just get into why we're here today. So we're back with another solo episode. I've said this before. AI YouTube Studio has been telling me you guys are enjoying this content a lot, and you guys are enjoying the story times and me here talking to you guys one-on-one. So we're gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep putting out these episodes. We are also gonna keep doing the interviews. I plan on doing interviews this month. I really do. Unfortunately, I don't think we did any interviews in March, which sucks, but we did drop some content, so it's not like we didn't do anything, but we unfortunately didn't do any interviews in March. So this month is going to be my birthday month, which is next month. So shout out all my April babies. Shout out Lely. It's going to be her birthday by the time this probably comes out, or around the time. So happy birthday, Lely. And I hope you have an amazing day. And of course, we love you right here on the team, and we're glad to have you a part of our team. And yeah, Lely is my assistant, by the way. So that being said, if you guys want to go get an episode, make sure you guys go tap in with her. Her ad is obviously it's always going to be like in the description or in the bio of my Instagram. So you guys can go tap in. Let's see. So that's pretty much it. So the topic of today is, do soulmates actually exist? And this is going to be a good topic to talk about because I share my opinion on this. Me and my friends, specifically, I think Steve, we're talking about it, and we thought this would be actually a good idea to talk about on the podcast. Do soulmates actually exist? I'm 24, about to be 24 next month. And does that make me qualified to talk about it? I guess I can have an opinion on it. I don't know if I'm like fully mastered that subject with soulmates. I don't know if I'm the best person, but I just want to, you know what? Why am I asking like if I got ask permission or something? I can talk about whatever I want on here. This is my thing. Sorry. You ever forget like who you are for a second? You're just like, hold on a second. Yeah, but the question is, do soulmates actually exist? And I think this is going to be an interesting topic to talk about. It's tricky. I think it's not so much a straightforward answer. And we're going to get into that. We're definitely going to get into that. So what is a soulmate? And from what I'm understanding, I'm not giving you the exact definition of a soulmate, but it's someone you're supposed to be. It's meant for you and for life, right? I think that's pretty much what a soulmate is. Someone that's meant to be in your life. Is it forever? That's a good question. Let me see. Give me the definition of soulmate. Okay, didn't even read it to me. Siri be getting lazy. Doesn't even be read. Okay, it says a person ideally suited to another. Definition of soulmate. A person ideally suited to another as a close friend or romantic type partner. A person ideally suited to another as a close friend or romantic partner. Oh, yeah, so it could be like your friend too as well. Yeah, someone that's just meant to be for you. And I want to say just off the question, I believe so. I really do believe some people are meant to be in your life for a reason, but not forever though. I think Tyler Perry said this best. He's like, some people are meant to come into your life like seasons. You know, some people are there to stay. Like, Tyler Perry was so better at explaining it, but he was saying like some people are like leaves. They come when the weather's right, but then when the weather gets cold, they fall off. And then some people are like branches, like that are there, strong, but can break. And then some people are like roots that are just always gonna be there. Yeah, I don't know, but he was basically saying like, yeah, some people are. You gotta be able to place people. Not everyone's there. Are meant to be there in your life. And I truly believe that. I agree. Like, I don't think everyone's meant to be there for your life forever. And sometimes you want them to be. That's what really sucks, when you really feel like, I've had that before. I definitely had times where I met people and I'm like, well, this is like my person. Like, oh my God, like this is someone I'm going to know for life. As an adult and as a kid. I think more as a kid for sure. I think when we're kids, we're thinking we're going to be friends with our friends forever. And if you are out there and you know, if you're in your 20s and you still got a friend from middle school, or you still got a friend from elementary school, high school, cherish that, man. Not so many people have not gotten that far with certain friends in life. And you guys all know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure if you guys probably have a few friends that you guys fell off with. But, you know, I was thinking the other day, like, you know, my closest friends are, you know, my team, like people I just told you about. But it's so great. Like, I love that. Like Chris, one of my friends, Chris, I've known him since I was 7 years old, like 8 years old. And it's just so dope. Like, we weren't always as close, in high school and stuff like that, we had our own journey. But the fact that we are still friends to this day, it's really cool. It's a really cool thing. Like through all the stuff that I've been through and what he's been through and just life, just still having those people around, life. And sometimes it's not always your fault. Some people just move on. Things happen, and it's still just a blessing to be able to be surrounded by people that you've known for a long time. Cherish that. Hold on to that for sure. Yeah. So I believe certain people, off the rip, I would say I believe certain people are your soulmates, but I don't think that means forever. I don't think you could. Man, I don't want to say I think, because I really hope I meet someone and let me chill. But I hope that man, let me watch how I word this real quick. I hope that I find that type of relationship with somebody, because the problem is you think someone is, and it's like, how do you really know if someone's supposed to be your soulmate? Like, it doesn't kind of naturally. I don't want to say naturally everyone you meet, you're gonna think you're gonna be friends with them for life, but I feel like everyone low-key hopes that they are. If you really do like this person, whether it be like a really good friend or a partner that you're dating or someone you're in a relationship with, I think we all low-key deep down hope that this person sticks around. At least I do. I've talked about long-term. I love long-term. I don't really invest in anybody or anything that's not long-term. I've said that before. So part of us, I feel like we all want it. We all want it to low-key be something that's gonna last. But for life, I'm not sure about that one. Okay, so let's see another question. It's a good one. Okay, so can you have more than one soulmate? I was reading over some of these questions and I was really trying to think like if I can give you guys some really good answers on this. And like Kanye said, I don't got all the answers. I don't got all the answers, but I'm gonna give you my opinion. Can you have more than one soulmate? I believe so, and I think that just goes back into what I was saying like a little before. Like, I think certain people are for you. And for you in that time of your life. Doesn't mean necessarily forever, but it might be for you in that time of your life. This person actually fits. Some people can relate to this for sure. Have been talking to someone or in a relationship with a girl, and at the time, this worked. This was for me and what was best in my life. But the thing about life is life changes. It's never really the same. Every day you wake up, something's changing and, something's different. And not everyone is able to kind of like go along with that change. So that's the tough part, is just seeing, who kind of sticks it through tough times, especially when you're not going through the best of times as well. I think that's when I think that's a very key factor into realizing if someone is for you. When things aren't going good, everyone is your friend. Everybody, is really nice to you when things are going well. When you got money, you got a good job, you got a car, you got a place, whatever. I personally dealt with this. I'll say it. I've never said this on the podcast, but real ones that been tuning into the pod since I've started it knows that I started my podcast inside of my house. That's where it all started. And, having my own house at such a young age, I think from 18, I had like my own place from 18 to 22, 4 years. Basically, I had my own place. Fortunately, the way my living situation was, my parents or my mom specifically didn't really stay at the house, so I just had the whole house to myself. And the reason why I brought this up is because, when things are going good, I seen it. So when I moved into my new place that I'm at, I don't have. It's obviously not. Obviously, you guys want to be able to tell, but we don't shoot episodes. Well, we don't shoot episodes in my house. We don't do that. And I would say something I did notice is that people stopped coming around. When I was at my house and when I had the house to myself, I always had somebody over. I had friends over. I had people hanging out with me, and when I stopped, having that, I've noticed a lot of people stop coming around. When it was time for them to maybe invite me to their house or maybe us to do something else, they stopped hanging around. They stopped coming around. And I think that, like I just said, the best way I feel like to realize if someone is real, I hate to use that word real, or just authentic or long-term soulmate, whatever, is if they stick with you when things aren't going good. That's something that's a very important key factor to me. When someone is with you and riding with you when you're not doing well, I think those are the people that are for you. It's hard to tell when it's who's for you when everything's going. It's hard to differentiate. You don't really know if things are real or not because everything's going good. It's easy to put on a smile. It's the people that are there for you when it's not. So, can you have more than one soulmate? I believe so. I didn't want to talk about this, but I wanted to use like not a better example, but a better reference. Because myself, I feel like I'm such a horrible person, like, to talk about when it comes to soulmates. Like, I think I'm like the last person to really speak on that. But I will say this: there's some girls I've dated in the past that at the time when I was dating the girl or whoever I was talking to, I felt, and not all, by the way, some of y'all be watching this, so don't get it twisted. I'm not talking about all y'all. I'm talking about certain women. I'm not gonna say names. I'm not gonna do that. But certain girls I dated at the time, I really thought were for me. Some would say, quote unquote, a soulmate, someone that's gonna be here for me, or was put in my life, for a reason. And I think two things could be true at once. I think someone can be for you, but at the same time doesn't have to be necessarily your soulmate. And I think someone could be, we'll actually skip that for the next question. But yeah, I really believe that someone really can be for you, but just not necessarily like forever, And to be real with you guys, there's no really possible way you could really tell if someone's going to be in your life forever. Only time can tell that. Like, only time could tell, like, when how people are going to stick around or not. There's nothing you could really do. Like, I don't think there's any globe or anything you could really see into the future that's going to really tell you. I mean, people can get a really strong feeling. I feel like, because I met some older heads that said, like, the minute I laid my eyes on her, I knew this was going to be my wife. I knew, and hey, I'm not knocking none of that. But I'm saying, like, realistically, I don't think there's really anything you can really, like, know. I think you have a really good feeling about certain people, but I think time is the ultimate decision maker. Like, time is really going to tell you, because we've all had that feeling. Trust me. I'm not trying to put Steve down for this one, but Steve be thinking every girl, no, you know what? I'm not going to do that to Twin. You know what? He wouldn't care. Twin be thinking every girl damn near is his soulmate. That's his issue. He said it out loud before. I don't think he would mind me saying it on the podcast, but he be thinking pretty much every girl could be his soulmate, and he gives it a shot. Me, not so much. I don't believe every girl I talk to is my soulmate. Hell no. Definitely not. Maybe when I was younger, I did, but I think as time got on and me getting older and going through all the stuff that I did, man, I could almost tell when a girl's definitely not my soulmate. I could tell that faster than I could tell if she's for me or not. And that's just me personally. I don't try to rule anybody out off the rip, but I try to give people a chance if I like them. If that's my thing, if I'm interested, and I'm not just gonna be like, but you don't want to assume. You want to give people a chance. You don't want to just assume that they're not gonna be for you, because they might surprise you. There's some girls that I've met, that I maybe didn't think that were for me, and then as I got to know them, I did actually get to like them, and then realize that this could be something real. Did it work out? No, but I tried. So, and that's what matters in life, is getting up and trying. And yeah, don't mean to trauma dump on you guys, but yeah, I think you can have more than one soulmate. I think it's very rare for you to find someone that's going to be with you for the rest of your life. I think that's very rare for someone to do. My parents were together for a really long time. Really, 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 really long time. My whole life, basically. And unfortunately, they split up when I got a little older. And I don't think it was necessarily that they weren't meant for each other. I think just at the time, circumstances just changed over the years with my parents. And, certain personal things that I don't really feel comfortable talking about on my podcast, but nothing super bad or anything like that, but just personal stuff I don't want to put on the air. But all I'm saying is certain things changed over time with my parents that evolved them in their relationship. And eventually got them to move on different paths. But I know damn well when my parents got married, they for sure, I don't know how the vows go and what they say, but like, do you take this person to hold forever in matrimony? Like when they went out that altar and they got married, I know in that moment in their lives, they were perfect for each other, and that's why I think two things could be true at once. I don't think necessarily just because someone doesn't end up being with you forever doesn't mean they weren't your soulmate or aren't your soulmate. And I truly believe that. I really, truly do. So, yeah, I think it is possible to have more than one soulmate because best believe I've had multiple. Hey. So I want to say, yeah, you could definitely have more than one soulmate for sure. Especially if I think the younger you are, the more chances of it being multiple people, like if you're still growing up, like me, like I said, I'm still in my early 20s, going on to my mid 20s. I still got a lot of life to live. And a lot of things have changed. My whole life has changed this past 4 years. You guys seen it. I went from having my own, my house to moving into my own new spot to being in Hollywood to, building an audience with you guys and accomplishing a lot of goals and stuff like that. And personally, my life has changed every year since I've started this podcast. And I'm assuming it's going to keep changing. It hasn't stopped. So I don't think I see it stopping anytime soon right now. So yeah, I believe you can have more than one soulmate for sure. I think that's definitely going to be my answer on that one. Okay, another question is a soulmate always romantic or can it be a friend? We said this in the earlier episode. I think soulmates come in all different types of relationships. I think your barber can be a soulmate. My barber, I feel like Louise is my soulmate. That's my barber. He's been cutting me for 5 years. I think 4 or 5 years now. Since he's been cutting me since before I started the podcast, which got to be in 2021 or 2020. He's been cutting me for 5 years. And yeah, I really do believe in this time and point in my life that is going to be my barber forever. I got mad love for my barber. And if you don't got mad love for your barber, you're weird. Like if you don't have a special relationship with your barber, I don't know what's going on with you. But at the same time, I had a barber that cut my hair from when I was in 5th grade all the way up until I was a senior. We can't cancel him out. He cut me longer than I cut with my barber right now. So I think two things could be true. I don't think just one person is really meant forever. And I'm not saying I'm against that, but I don't think it's bad if someone isn't there forever for the rest of your life. If they were there for a good amount of time, I don't want to put a number on it, and if it was true and genuine, I count that as a soulmate. I really do. It's part of who you are and who you become in this life, And I don't think it's anything to be counted out for sure. I still appreciate all the cuts that I got from my old barber. And he cut me from when I was a jit till I was in high school. And of course, now the barber that I have now, I think they're both just equally as important in my life, Definitely. So I think that's my... Oh, yeah. Can it be a friend? Yeah, it could be a friend. I think it could be a friend. It could be a romance partner. It could be anybody, I think, in your life that's for extended amount of time. I think that's what I would say. Okay, this is a good one. Do people ruin good relationships chasing some perfect person? Now, this is low-key a good question. Do people ruin good relationships chasing some perfect person? I think the answer is yes. I think we're all guilty of it. I don't think so. Me necessarily, I don't look for perfect. I just look for the right one. I don't necessarily go when I date or if I'm dating somebody look like or look at it like, oh, I need this person to be like X, Y, and Z, so she's better than this last girl I dated. I really just want it to be the right fit. I think personally, everybody's gonna come with a something. Nobody is perfect in this world. Nothing is perfect in this world. So I think just having that idea that you're gonna find someone perfect, is just completely insane. I just think that's impossible. I think some couples may argue that, I've met some couples that really do seem perfect for each other. And like I said in the beginning of this episode, I don't think it happens right away. Some people have met, I'm like, man, I don't want to air my people out, but like, let's just say I've had some family members that were maybe married. You guys can relate to this. Maybe were married when they're younger, had a divorce, and then really met the love of their life after that, and then just were happy, had kids, and then everything else was just history, right? So see, I think necessarily you don't gotta look for someone perfect, but some people have that idea that there is someone better out there, and I don't think better is the way to look at it. I really believe if you live like that, looking for, and this goes for everything. Like if you really be careful, I talked about this in the last episode. Be careful on what you chase. My younger crowd, my people that are 18, 19, earlier 20s. Be careful what you put your mind to. You could get really lost in trying to find something better, something more perfect, because you will just. I think it ends up. Me personally, from my experience, you end up missing out what's in front of you. And, you guys heard this before. You never really appreciate things until they're gone. And part of growing up is realizing and learning how to appreciate what you have in front of you and still looking forward to what's coming next. But at the same time, still be able to appreciate what you got. And it's called balance. It's called really maturing. There's so many things that I did when I was younger and to this day that I regret because I was chasing something better. I wanted a better car. I wanted more money. I wanted more of this. I wanted more of that. And when you get these things, you really look back, and not only is it not what you expected it to be, you realize that you missed out on what you had was right in front of you, and it wasn't too bad or how bad you thought it was, It's part of growing up, and that could go with relationships, with when you're dating, with your friends, with chasing materialistic things in life, not appreciating certain things, looking for something better. And then you end up with an emptier feeling because you just keep trying to fill this void in you that needs something more. And there's nothing else to fill it with. Pause. You know what I mean? And you end up, it's sad, and then it's an endless feeling. It's an endless feeling. And and I really, really advise anybody to be careful with that. If you are in life going around looking for the better, looking for the perfect, I really strongly advise you not to do that. I definitely would say appreciate what you have and never take things for granted. Things, people, relationships, nothing in this life is promised, guys. Everything that you have could be taken tomorrow or today. Your family, you definitely can't take any of this material stuff if you die. Just don't get caught up on stuff like that. Really appreciate what you got and who's in front of you and experience it and love it. And even the bad days, because there's more bad days coming. And there's going to be more problems. There's going to be more things you're going to have to figure out. And you got to enjoy the moments in between. You got to. You have to. Yeah. So, yeah, I think people definitely do that. Ruin good relationships by chasing. Don't do it, guys. Appreciate it. Still have some boundaries and self-worth. Not self-worth, but self-respect. So that doesn't mean just take abuse and stuff like that. If something is not working for you, you gotta move on. For sure. I'm not trying to tell you guys to not put yourself in a better situation if it's not the right thing for you. Don't want to say that. Okay, next question. Let's see. Are soulmates something you find or something you build? Ooh, this is a good one. Are soulmates something you find or something you build? Ooh. If I would have to say soulmates is something that's built. For sure. I don't think you really find anybody even if you do find them as this perfect person for you, it still is something that has to build from that. Even if they go off off a good start, oh, this person does this, does that, does this, perfect, he's good. I still think I think any relationships are about building. and I don't think any relationships just stay perfect or good or bad or whatever. I think they build either up or down, whatever, but they go somewhere for sure. I don't think no relationship just you meet somebody and it just stays like that for the most part. It either gets good or it gets worse. So I would have to say, yeah, I would think soulmates is something that you build with somebody. I don't think off the bat, even if, like I just said, even if it's the perfect person, I think it's still something that is built over time, whether it be a short amount of time or a long amount of time. I think it's just not going to be just perfect, like right off the bat. This ain't a movie, or at least in the 90s it was. Not right now, and definitely not anymore. Rough. Go watch the episode. But that being said, make sure you guys go watch the episode. I actually talked about specifically more into this episode, which is dating in Los Angeles. Great episode. I think you would enjoy that if you guys are enjoying this episode right now. Back to the podcast. Yeah, I would have to say it's something you build. The next question is, have movies and social media made people expect too much from love? Yes. This is such a bad thing to really just want to fall in love. I'm obsessed. Me personally, I'm obsessed with 90s love. 90s love. I'm so obsessed with that. Like, just the fashion, the old school, the pick you up at 7, calling the house phone, telling her mom, can she talk right now? Just that whole opening the doors. And guys should still be doing that to this day. Opening doors. Just that old school 90s love. Going to the movies, no phones. Just being there with that person. I love that. I love that, bro. I love that. That is something like I think one of the definitely key factors for me if I'm dating somebody is if I can hang out with them and be on my phone, then I feel like it's not the best connection. I think I know I'm with somebody that's meant for me to a certain degree when I could be with them for hours and just not even look at my phone. I think that's something that really stands out to me. If I could be with somebody and not look at my phone, it's literally like a green flag. I think it just shows me like, man, I really can have a conversation with this person. Because you'd be surprised how many people can't really like hold a convo without being on their phone and stuff like that. So it's we're all guilty of it. But yeah, I think when you have a real connection with somebody, like you don't even think about your phone. You don't think about time. You're just with that person and just enjoying your time with that person for sure. So I would say, yeah, movies and social media has made people expect a lot. And then let's go back to the social media thing. Social media has messed it up because it just gives off this fake perspective on what love is. And social media is just a big perception thing. It's fake. Even what I do, like it's not what I do, but like my Instagram, you go on my Instagram, I promise you, I'm not gonna post if I'm doing bad, if I'm broke, or if I just, you know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna get the full. I don't think anybody does that. It's mostly to put out a perception that you're doing good and you're happy and to show off your relationship or whatever. People use social media for all types of stuff, but the whole point is you're not gonna get someone's full story on social media. No one posts their 100% of what they got going on. And I know that firsthand from myself and just from people I've met in LA. And it'd be those people that like the people that be flaunting the money and that you think got all this going on be really in real life homeless. Like they be really homeless in person. Like they don't have a car and a job, but you're like, damn, bro, I just seen you at Poppy's, bro. And, I thought you had an iced out wash and thought you got money. Little, they don't got a place to live. And you wouldn't know that because social media got you thinking that these people are all of this and all that and got this going on. So yeah, I really do believe social media has messed up the perception of love, and maybe to like the question said, to expect a little too much from it. Lil Durk, India, when they had their little thing. Yeah, a lot of people, bro, I don't even want to comment on this too much because I feel like I'm gonna know these dudes one day, but let's just say I've been seeing certain streamers. Like, I'm starting to think some of these influencers are getting pregnant for the gram. Like, oh my God. I'm just like, bro, you'll see a streamer or a content creator, celebrity, whoever, meet this girl. He Like, I'll give you an example. Like Coyle Ray. Like you guys know Coyle Ray, right? Coyle Ray just had a baby. I'm pretty sure she just had a baby, bro. And I think it was with Trippy. And I don't even, I think, and I'm telling you this right now. I'm for sure, like, this had to be like last year. And I just seen Coyle Ray on Instagram with another dude. And this isn't even like a year ago. Like, I'm talking about last year. Like, you know how it is when the celebrities get pregnant. They're posting the ultrasounds, the maternity shoots, you know, the baby showers. They flaunt it. They content it. You know what I mean? Right now, I think the biggest one people are talking about is Lotto and 21 Savage, but whatever with that. But I'm saying, back to what I'm saying with Koi. But yeah, this had to be like no more than last year. And to this day, like, she's with some older guy. Like, how did you have someone's baby, give birth to someone's child, you know, and then less than a couple months popping out with another guy? I think some of this stuff is happening way too fast now. Like, it's really, you really will see that. I'm like, bro, how does that even, like, how do you even, like, emotionally, like, go that fast? Like, I'm in love with you. Let's have kids. I'm gonna have your kid. I don't love you. Like, within less than a year? Man, I really starting to think some of these these women out here are really doing this for social media. Like, I knew the relationship shit was for social media, for sure. That's been around for years. But the kids? Like, girls are getting pregnant for the gram now? I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know what to believe anymore. It is getting ferocious out here, dangerous. And I know you guys know what I'm saying. Those girls that pop out with a kid and in less than a year be with a whole different guy. The kid hasn't even turned 1 yet. See, at least my parents, they didn't split up until I was like 14. Jeez. Man, kids be doomed before their first birthday. Man, social media is cooking us. Jesus. Yeah. Let's just say social media is definitely messing stuff up. But yeah, I think it does get us to expect too much because we don't really see the full picture when it comes to these influencers and celebrities when it comes to love and relationships. No one, not even just influencers, show the whole 9 yards of it, like the bad side and stuff that you probably don't want to see or just, you know, don't get to see. So yeah, social media has a big influx on that for sure because our parents didn't have to deal with that. You know, Friday night, your dad didn't have to watch all the homegirls or the girls that he was going to school with at the bar, or at least, at the bar on Shake That Ass Time or posting this or posting that. Like, you really didn't know where people were at if you weren't with them. And I miss that. Jeez. Nowadays, you can literally see when people are breathing. It's ridiculous. Anyways, next question was, can the wrong person feel like your soulmate at the time? Let me just look directly into this. Read the question again. Can the wrong person feel like, let me look question what I'm doing it. Can the wrong person feel like your soulmate at the time? Let's just say, from experience, we're not going to get too deep into it. Kind of said this earlier in the episode. Yes. And that's the tricky part. There's no really way of knowing until time kind of goes on that this person is not for you. And I think the best thing you can do in this life is give people time to show you who they are. And that is the safest thing you could do with somebody. There's no magic button. There's no magic genie globe that you're going to know if this person is going to be forever. People have all types of stories. There's been people that came into my life that I thought were great for a long time, not too long, but for a good amount of time, and then ended up not being the person for me. And then there's some people that show up faster than others. There's no really like magic code to it. I think people are people, and the best thing you could do is just give them time and to show you. And if it's good, then give it time. And if it keeps going, then that's most likely going to be someone that's for you. Same goes vice versa. If it's someone bad, give it time. That's all you really can do. Okay, next one was, what's worse, never finding your soulmate or meeting them at the wrong time? Just repeat the question. What's worse, never finding your soulmate or meeting them at the wrong time? I think never finding your soulmate is gotta be the worst one, because then you just die without finding anybody. So I would say that gotta be the worst one. But I can see where they got like a little tongue twister with this one, because meeting them at the wrong time is just almost as bad. Because actually knowing that this person is for you and like this isn't the right time, that one stings too. That one gotta hurt. But I gotta go with the first one. I think just never finding it gotta be like the absolute worst. Because finding them, but just knowing it's the wrong time, at least you found them, and just know that this isn't the right time for it. So I think I would take that over just never finding anybody at all, for sure. You guys let me know what you guys think on that one. A few more. So we got, do toxic relationships sometimes feel stronger because people confuse chaos with love? See, I don't know where this is going, but let me repeat the question. Do toxic relationships sometimes feel stronger because people confuse chaos with love? I would say yeah, right? Yeah. I would believe so. Like, I haven't been in too many toxic relationships really over the years. I haven't really been in that many, but been in a few. But yeah, that is right. You definitely can confuse chaos with love, because someone could be crazy about you, and then you're thinking it's because this is love, but this is really because your girl got a mental illness. And it's hard to tell sometimes, especially when they're like doing it out of love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to have this girl I used to date, and she was kind of crazy. She was crazy. Like, I mean, like she would show up to my house. Like, I remember this one time I was not texting her, like, and there was nothing wrong. Like, I think I just had like a long day. I went to work, got out of work, and then I did this, I did a podcast, and then I think I was just kind of like with my friends or whatever, and I just didn't text. I just didn't respond or whatever. And she showed up to my house, and she just walked in and was just like, so what's wrong? So I've had situations like that, and that's crazy. But it's like at the same time, it's like, hey, she's fucking with me. But anyways, yeah, so I think it is sometimes kind of hard to tell, like, but I think just everyone has their own breaking point where they're like, okay, this is nuts, but yeah, it can get confusing for sure. Cause, like I was like, what does it say? What's his name? The John Wick guy. What's his name, guys? What's his name? Keanu Reeves? Yeah, he says like, oh, I think someone asked him like, oh, are you a fighter or a lover? But he's like, if you don't fight for your love, what type of love do you have? So I think it comes with both. You have to be able to be a little crazy about your person. I think anyone that doesn't show a little crazy doesn't care. I believe. Part of you has to kind of be not too crazy, but you don't want someone that just kind of just like breezes by and everything. And I think you just want someone that shows that they care. Doesn't necessarily have to be crazy, but you don't want someone too like nonchalant. Yeah. Next question. If soulmates are real, why do so many people break up? I mean, I can answer that simply. I think it's just circumstances. I think someone could really be for you, but like the circumstances around your life could prevent it from it, not flourishing, but keep on growing. Whether it be you move, you lost your job, or you got to take care of your mom now, or your brother needs you, or whatever. I think life isn't just always about a relationship with somebody. I think life, not even I think, but you guys know life isn't just perfect, and there's some certain things that happen in your life that just have nothing to do with your partner. And I think that I think in my opinion, that got to be like one of the key or main reasons why people drift apart or end up breaking up. Like certain things change over time. It could be the kids, it could be whatever. It could be someone's ex. We're not gonna talk about all that. We should talk about that on the next episode about exes and stuff. I think we've talked about that on one of my episodes. Yeah, I think just people's circumstances around their life change, and I think that's why people end up drifting apart later, like in life, for sure. And yeah, that's the last of the questions, y'all. That's pretty much what I got for you guys. I think I wanted to make this episode quick. I don't want to make these solo episodes too long. I just want to make it a good chat, answer questions, talk about some stuff, go back and forth. I'll make them a little longer if I can, but this one I didn't want to make too long. Yeah, that got to be my opinion on soulmates, guys. If you guys take away from that, so yes, I do believe soulmates actually do exist. I just think that they're just not forever. I think not. No. Not. I think that. Just cut that out. Anyways, I do think soulmates do exist, but I think certain people aren't meant to be there forever, but still are meant to be just as much, are just as equal. I really do believe that. I really do believe in life. People are there to put there for a reason. I totally do. But would I go as far as saying that they're supposed to be there for the rest of your life because they're meant to be there? I don't think so. And like I said, I don't think there's any way you could really know besides giving it time and seeing if these people stick around or if they're truly meant to be there. Because things seem like it, but sometimes later on you get to find out that that's not it. Yeah, it's a crazy thing being delusional. So we've all been there. But we still like to have hope and faith that people really are meant to be for you and meant to actually be in your life. And I still, to this day, I do have that mindset for sure. But yeah, that's my last comment on it, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what y'all think of this episode. Don't forget to tune in. I'm going to put it at the end of this video, the last vlog that we did, the Carne Asada vlog with the team. Super great episode. Pretty quick, only like 19 minutes. Quick little vlog. We went to go get some food, cooked up on the grill. It was great. We're going to do more stuff like that moving forward. More solo episodes, more interviews. I wanted to comment on, I don't know if this is the best time to comment on it, but right now I'm not really interested in interviewing rappers. That's not really my thing right now. I know over the years, I think that's another crazy thing. The biggest thing I think people assume about this podcast is that I interview rappers. And do I interview them? Yeah, I do. But if you go look at like what I do within the year, I literally only interview probably like 4 rappers a year. Like not as many as people I would think. People think I only do interviews with artists and stuff. And surprisingly, they're like the least people I do interviews with, which is crazy because they're just harder to get onto the podcast. So right now I'm not really interested in it. I still have some on my mind, but moving forward, you guys can expect more female guests and more team content and more content like this and more vlogs. So we're going to keep that up from now on. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys are following me on Instagram. Make sure you guys are following the podcast at The Real Me with Rail. Make sure you guys are subscribed. More importantly, drop a like, leave a comment, and make sure you guys are giving yourself some merch at The Real Me Clothing. Links are in the description. All my merch is around $40 to $45. That's including hoodies, $40 to $45 or less. So shirts, beanies, you can get those for a little cheaper. I think $20, $25. We got beanies, truckers, hoodies, crop top hoodies, zip ups, sweats, shirts, you name it, we got it. So make sure you guys go tune in, support, get yourself some merch. We ship as well. And yeah, till then, I'm see you on the next episode. For real. Thank y'all. Come on.